Hello everyone! Welcome to today's video, where we're addressing a struggle that almost everyone faces at some point: negative self-talk. That critical inner voice that seems to pop up whenever we're feeling insecure or doubtful. For many, this voice can feel overwhelming, creating barriers to confidence, happiness, and personal growth. In this video, we'll explore what negative self-talk is and why it happens, the common types of negative thoughts, practical, science-backed techniques to manage and reduce this habit. Let's begin by understanding why we experience these thoughts in the first place. Negative self-talk is a type of inner dialogue that often focuses on our fears, perceived failures, or insecurities. It can be automatic and subconscious, meaning it often appears without us consciously noticing. Let's take an example. Imagine you're at work, about to present a project. You've worked hard, yet a voice in your head whispers, "You're going to mess this up," or "Everyone's going to see right through you." This is negative self-talk, and while it's incredibly common, unchecked, it can wear down your self-esteem and cause you to doubt your abilities. Understanding the roots of this inner dialogue is key to managing it. 1. Cultural and social conditioning. In many societies, there's a tendency to be self-critical as a way to improve. Parents, teachers, and even friends may use criticism to motivate us, and over time we internalize these voices. This can lead to an inner dialogue based on judgment rather than support. 2. Evolutionary background. Our brains are wired to keep us safe, and this survival mechanism can sometimes backfire. Historically, being attuned to potential dangers helped humans survive. But today, our threat detector may overreact, turning small mistakes into catastrophic fears in our mind. 3. Psychological self-protection. Negative self-talk can sometimes be a way we try to protect ourselves from disappointment. By preemptively criticizing ourselves, we believe we're shielding ourselves from the hurt of failure. 4. Low self-esteem. People with low self-esteem often have a constant stream of negative thoughts. If you're conditioned to believe that you're not enough, this can turn into a habit of self-doubt and harsh self-criticism. Let's now look at the different forms negative self-talk can take, so we can identify it when it arises. Recognizing the form negative self-talk takes can help us interrupt and challenge it. 1. The all-or-nothing thinker. This mindset sees situations in extreme black and white terms. For example, if I'm not the best, then I'm a failure. This type of thinking sets impossibly high standards and disregards progress or partial success. 2. The overgeneralizer. Overgeneralizing takes a single experience and applies it broadly, leading to sweeping judgments. If you made a mistake once, you may think, "I always mess things up," instead of focusing on the specific context of the error. 3. The catastrophizer. This type is quick to jump to the worst-case scenario. If you miss a deadline, the catastrophizer might say, "This is it. I'll lose my job." By imagining the worst possible outcome, it creates unnecessary stress. 4. The mind reader. Mind reading is when we assume we know what others think of us, usually something negative. For example, if someone doesn't immediately respond to a message, you might assume they don't like me. 5. The comparer. This inner critic constantly compares you to others, often in a way that makes you feel inferior. You might think, "They're so much better at this than I am, I shouldn't even try." Understanding these types helps us recognize when we're engaging in unhelpful thought patterns. Now, let's explore why these patterns matter and their impact on mental health.
Negative self-talk affects more than just how we see ourselves. It can impact every area of life. 1. Stress and burnout. Continual self-criticism places our bodies in a state of fight or flight. Studies have shown that stress hormones like cortisol rise when we engage in harsh self-talk, leading to chronic stress and potentially burnout. 2. Anxiety and depression. Persistent negative self-talk is often linked to anxiety and depression. When we constantly tell ourselves we're not good enough, we reinforce a cycle of worry and self-doubt, which can affect overall mental health. 3. Reduced motivation. Interestingly, some believe that criticizing themselves will motivate them to do better. But research suggests that this approach has the opposite effect. Self-compassion, not self-criticism, is what sustains motivation and resilience. 4. Negative impact on relationships. A habit of self-doubt can strain relationships, as it might lead to withdrawal or difficulty in communicating openly. Additionally, if we view ourselves negatively, it can affect how we perceive and interact with others. Here are some strategies to help you shift to a more balanced, positive inner dialogue. 1. Practice self-awareness and mindfulness. Becoming aware of your thoughts is the first step to changing them. Try noting your thoughts throughout the day. Mindfulness exercises like focusing on your breathing or body sensations can help you observe these thoughts without judgment. 2. Challenge and reframe the thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, ask, is this thought based on facts or assumptions? Challenge your assumptions and try reframing the thought. Instead of, I failed at this, try, I learned from this experience and I'll do better next time. 3. Replace criticism with self-compassion. Think of a friend going through the same situation. What would you say to them? Often, we're much kinder to others than to ourselves. Practice speaking to yourself in the same compassionate way. 4. Use affirmations or positive reframing. Positive affirmations can help shift your mindset. For example, if you're prone to overgeneralizing, try saying, I'm working to improve, and every effort counts. Repeating these reframed thoughts can slowly help change your self-view. 5. Gratitude practice. Make it a habit to write down a few things you're grateful for each day. A gratitude practice shifts focus from what's wrong to what's right. You might be surprised at how this simple shift can lessen the hold of negative thoughts. 6. Limit comparisons and social media. Take a break from comparing your progress or happiness to others. If social media triggers negative self-talk, try a digital detox or curate your feed to include content that inspires positivity. 7. Set realistic and incremental goals. Setting realistic, achievable goals builds a sense of accomplishment. Each small success reinforces a positive view of yourself, making it easier to combat self-doubt. 8. Seek support when needed. Sometimes negative self-talk can feel deeply ingrained and hard to manage alone. Consider talking with friends, family, or a mental health professional for support and guidance. Therapy can provide tools to reframe and handle these thoughts constructively. Let's take an example of someone who just failed a test. Their initial thought might be, I'm so stupid, I'll never be good at this. Here's how they could shift this thought. 1. Identify, I just thought I'm stupid. Second challenge, is that true? I've done well in other subjects before, and one test doesn't define my intelligence. 3. Reframe. I didn't do as well as I hoped, but I know what to focus on for next time. I'll make a study plan to improve. This process can feel awkward at first, but becomes easier with practice. Changing your inner dialogue is a process, and it won't happen overnight. But remember, each small shift you make brings you closer to a healthier, more positive mindset. By learning to recognize, challenge, and replace negative self-talk, you're taking powerful steps towards self-acceptance. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe for more content on mental health and personal growth.